your needs into luxury, and all your needs into safety. Your last wish of all your wishes. Your last wish, well, like that, your first prayer. Waiting on a woman, waiting on a robot. Waiting on a woman, waiting on a robot. Waiting on a woman, waiting on a robot.
Broadcasting from Shinston, West Virginia, here's your host, Scott Arnold.
Welcome to Cute Mania Live. Dennis is with me from Spirit in the Room. Welcome. It's nice to have you.
What's up? Good to be here.
Not much. I'm freezing. We were talking about that before we went live. It's 20 degrees here. It's supposed to get down to like 9 or something like that, and I'm sick of this weather. I'm ready to come back to California and visit.
I woke up with my nuts stuck to my leg, man. It's pretty bad out here.
I can't wait for that to happen again. You know, like 'cause it does get downright hot here in the summertime.
Man, it's really cold here at night.
It's like how cold though? Is it this cold?
Yeah, 50 maybe.
That's like springtime here. You know,
we're kind of we're sensitive out here to that kind of thing.
I can't wait for that. I can't wait for that weather. And then when it's like 95 here, I'm gonna be like, damn it, I miss wintertime. You know.
You know what they call cigarettes in England?
What's that?
Wow.
All cigarettes in England?
Yeah, you know what they call them?
Yeah. Are you an anti-tobacco person?
No, I love tobacco. It's the same thing I would call these retards around here. So.
Oh yeah. I got you.
I love tobacco, man. I don't smoke, but I don't mind it. You know.
Are you into the wacky version?
No, I liked it too much, so I have to not do it, or else.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
I'm the same way. I don't mind being around it. You know, if people want to partake in whatever. I've had people hit bongs on the show or joints or whatever.
Yeah, I find it makes you stupider.
Yeah, in a way, there's some creativity there, but I just didn't like the feeling of it after a while. You know.
And nowadays, there's so many chemicals in it, man. It brings on induces schizophrenia.
Unless you grow it yourself, but I think they frown upon that. You know, some people. You know.
I mean, that if I were to smoke weed, I would rather smoke what they would refer to as dad grass or something like that. Something not like the weed that we had growing up in Louisiana when I was a kid was pretty cool because it was.
Is that where you're from originally?
I was raised in Louisiana. Yeah.
What part?
Lafayette, Louisiana, Indian Bayou.
Mm-hmm.
Lafayette was like the city, and Indian Bayou was the bayou, and that's where
I was just in Shreveport like 2 weeks ago.
I hate
but through it, and we stopped in Shreveport at the Denny's on our way to Houston. We drove to Houston from West Virginia. It was like 20 hours. It was a long trip. We went down to see a buddy and took us through Shreveport. So that was my first time ever in Louisiana, and Texas for that much.
Very cool.
Yeah, it was a long trip. I flew back and my buddy drove back. But
you've been on a plane. You've been on a plane?
Yes. Yeah, I flew back home from there, from Houston. Yeah. Do you like flying?
No.
Have you been on a plane? What don't you like about flying though? What is it about?
I don't like being that close to people for that long. I'm a little scared of heights.
Well, just don't look down. You know what I mean? That's what they say. Like especially if you're like on a ladder or some shit. You know, you don't want to.
It's interesting because I get a lot of ideas when I'm on a plane.
Like what? Like the Mile High Club kind of ideas, or
no. I like to write. Like I get like lyrical ideas and shit like that.
That's good, right? Or not? Yeah. Is it not a good thing?
No, it's great. It's great, but the other part of it, I'm not a fan.
I mean, I think it's okay for anybody to be nervous nowadays, especially. I mean, they're reporting on every single incident that happens, you know, that has to do with an airplane.
Right. I guess that's Trump's fault, right?
Or Obama's. I blame everything on Obama. You know, you remember the whole thanks to Obama thing? That's what I'd say to everything. You know, I mean, it's definitely his fault.
You guys have You have a Dollar General over in West
Right
Virginia?
up the street. Yep. Right. My buddy had to move out of his house because they were building a Dollar General. Can you believe that crap?
Dude, I've been the Whole Foods over here in Hollywood. It's too expensive for goldfish, so I've been looking around. I've been hitting
Like
up.
the crackers?
Yeah,
Those are the
I
shit.
try to
Yeah.
find a Dollar General. I find them best, even if it's a generic brand. It's
Now,
cheap.
do you like those as opposed to like Cheez-Its? Because Cheez-Its are good.
I like Cheez-Its. Cheez-Its remind me, yeah, Cheez-Its are a little wild.
And plus, they have
I
different
don't know
flavors
what
of them. You
I
know,
don't
they
know
have
what.
the white cheddar. You know, they
Oh
have
yeah,
different. You know, they get Cheez-It gets gourmet with their flavors. You know,
yeah, man, innovative.
I do need to know something since we're on the topic of this. Please tell me you like chili cheese Fritos.
Absolutely. All these things that we're talking about, I really don't partake in anymore, but I do have appreciation for it. I've been really on wheatgrass lately. I actually have a collection of wheatgrass. I have a storage downtown.
What do you I don't what do you mean? What do you mean?
Just wheatgrass in general. I find it good to drink, squash it and juice it. And
I have
I'm,
never heard of this. Is this something I should be doing?
if you want, you do whatever you want. I mean, I also have a huge collection of sconces, so I keep a lot of my wheatgrass and my sconces in the storage bin. I also have a closet full of sconces, but that's another whole other thing. You know,
I I caught up with your last live you did. It might not have been the last one, but when it was pouring the rain down. I was watching that one,
oh
and,
yeah,
and you were talking about, you know, let's not. You were trying to answer everybody's question, which was cool. You know, people like that. But you were wanting to talk about food. You know, like what people's favorites of this and that are. I like doing that too. You know, there's just general questions for people. You know what I mean?
it's literally the little things, the little Italy things that are most important in life and the most fascinating. I mean, music and one thing I can't stand and is when people ask me that if you had to go to a deserted island, what's 5 albums you would take? Shit like that. It's just like,
Well,
man,
which ones would you take now that you asked yourself that?
think
You don't have to answer it if you don't want to.
I would go to a desert island to get away from music and
Well,
you
yeah, that's
go there for.
yeah. You're not really stuck there because I mean, what's the chances you're going to get stuck there? You know,
Yeah,
nowadays,
but I mean,
unless you jump off of. Good.
I would take different types of food with me. Like there's like I'm really
Definitely
into
goldfish, right?
maybe goldfish, meat, or cheese. I'm obsessed with meat and cheese, man. I feel like most of my
All right,
energy
what's your favorite cheese? I think you discussed this on your live
Hardy,
also.
of
What is
Hardy,
it?
of Hardy,
Vardy?
of Hardy.
Vardy. I can't get into like what is it? Gruyere? Is that does that sound
Yeah, I
right?
don't
Yeah, I can get into that. Vardy's kind of.
think it's that far yet.
What about you like blue cheese
I like blue cheese and deviled eggs, but
or gorgonzola? Which one do you like better? Blue cheese or gorgonzola? They're pretty much the same, but
I'm gonna say gorgonzola because I've never had it. But blue
it
cheese, I liked a little bit of blue cheese in my deviled eggs.
see I can't get into deviled eggs. They smell like
Feta,
farts. They smell like
feta
farts.
cheese too.
Feta cheese is good, yeah. Like especially like on a salad. I'm a big salad guy.
Yeah, I'm a big, I'm not a big salad guy. I used to be a big salad guy.
Tell us a little bit about Spirit of the Room, if you would. I don't know too much about you, and just from what I've read online and things, and I love the music.
Thanks.
Give me a little bit of history of the band, if you would.
Well, I was born with a lisp. I hit my growth spurt pretty early. I think around 4, I shot up to about 5 feet. But I was born with a lisp, and that's a bit tricky when you're a kid and you want to be a singer, But then, something ended up happening, and I was cured. Um, I had a real strong interest in sconces since I was a kid. I like lighting fixtures. There's something about a decorative wall-mounted lighting fixture that can provide an ambiance and an accent to the lighting. I
True.
really appreciated guitar. Once I learned how to play guitar, I stopped doing things that could have put me in brought me to jail, I suppose. I don't know. I think once I learned how to play guitar, my life changed.
Yeah.
And yeah. What else? What else?
Just anything you would talk about spirit in the room. But how did the idea come up to do the music?
Well, I just wanted to have music that I would listen to and that I could sing to. I
Yeah.
played in a lot of bands, and I I sometimes found it hard to pick up what they were throwing down, you know. And so I just decided to throw my own meat down and saute it, pick it up, and eat it. And that's what's going on now. And so yeah, Spirit in the Room just came out of wanting music that I enjoyed to sing over.
A band I had on previously, Letters from Wolves, they're out of El Paso, Texas. And I always, well, not always, but sometimes I will be like, what kind of questions do you have for the next guest? Not knowing who they are, and all I give them is the name. And one of their questions was, has there ever been a moment where you felt a spirit? I don't know. They didn't elaborate, but that was their just question. Because all they knew about you was your band name.
Oh, they were asking if I've ever felt a
Yeah,
spirit?
one of their questions was, has there ever been a moment when you felt a spirit?
Nope.
No, nothing.
No, nothing.
How did you come up with the name?
There was you know how Bob Seger used to do the theme song for GMC, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
There was an
Yep.
interview. There was an interview with one of the panel, I don't know, the panel members from GMC, and he was talking about they were doing like they were talking about some sort of like how their vehicles are magical, and the guy goes, "It's like a spirit in the room."
Ah.
Got it from that.
Did you like write to them and be like, this is I'm gonna steal that?
No,
Actually, you probably didn't have to because it's not like a motto or anything. So, you
yeah,
know.
I don't think that guy's alive anymore either.
Yeah. So who cares, right?
People die, man. It
They
happens.
do. Yeah, that does happen. Like, I don't think anybody's made it out alive yet that I recall.
But you know, it's weird because going back to the spirit question,
Hmm.
they say energy never dies. So
It's true. Do
your
you believe in
body,
like paranormal, like ghosts and things like that?
no, I
You
don't.
don't?
I like it. I mean, I'm obsessed with horror films and shit like that, but I don't believe.
Yeah. You don't think that there's like people that like manifest and like I have a friend that does the whole investigation thing. He's got a big YouTube channel and he goes and investigates areas around here and stuff and with the evidence and the EVPs and things like that. And it's interesting, but I have a tough time with it too. It's like I don't know. I guess until you experience it yourself. But I mean, what do you experience? Do you see a ghost floating across the room? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
I don't know. I don't believe in any of that stuff. I do believe in science and batteries, man. I've got fucking tons of 9-volt batteries,
well, it's good for guitars.
sure. I mean, all these fucking 9 volts and no double A's. It's kind of a pain in the
Yeah, it's always the battery that you need that you don't have.
ass. Yeah, yeah.
I've got a ton of batteries too, like in drawers, just random batteries in drawers. I don't even know if they work. A lot of them are double A's. If you need any, I could ship you over some. I don't know if they work or not,
That
but
would be cool, man. Dude, the gold, you can imagine how the battery prices are out here if
battery exchange.
I'm looking
We
for
could,
cheaper places to get
we could
gold.
start a battery exchange website.
You want to know the
Just-
secret?
What's up?
I can't whistle.
Like, have you really sat down and like have you ever gotten lessons? I don't know if they give them, but like that.
I don't know. See, you're taunting me. I can't do it. Like,
I don't mean to. I'm just giving an example. You can't do that. Wow. I figured. Yeah. I don't know.
can't do it.
What? How young were you when you picked up a guitar first at the first time?
Um,
And how
well,
did it come about? Like, did
I
somebody
got
just
my
hand it to you?
first shotgun the year Kurt Cobain died, 1994, and I believe I might have been 10, 10 years old. I got my first shotgun. My dad was a Marine, and he's big on that kind of thing, and I had to sleep with it. Uh, he made me learn like the call to arms, or like, I can't remember what it was, but I mean, I'm fucking. He dressed me up in camo, and
He's trying to recruit you.
Yeah, I'd be in the kitchen like having to fucking do all this, shit, and my dad would come and knock the gun out of my hand, see how hard I could hold on to it, and I'd just be in tears crying.
I'm sure, yeah.
So, I mean, I've
Dramatic.
defended firearms and shit like that for a long time, but I've been exercising a lot lately, and
You working out?
yeah, I can play a lot of Pokemon Go.
I never got into that.
Yeah,
I never.
it can be a little
There's
work.
a Monopoly Go also. Is it the same thing? Or have you tried that?
I haven't,
Have you delved into that one yet? One at
no,
a time, right?
yeah, one at a time. But I've been getting a lot of exercise, getting my steps in with the
Get your,
Pokemon.
you have like an Apple Watch or something that counts your steps for you. That way you don't have to do a lot of work.
I do it on my phone, but the fucked up thing is I can catch a Pikachu, but the cops can't catch, the people that SA'd me, It's crazy.
Yeah, that is. Well, they don't work. They don't really work as hard. I don't like to talk about cops because I watch a lot of those auditing videos. You ever watch those on YouTube?
No, but I would. It sounds like something I'd be interested in.
Yeah, I'll send you a couple of them. I guess there's
I
good
don't know.
auditors out
I mean, cops make me nervous. They really do, but
there.
I'm not
Shouldn't.
people that hate on cops. I've met a few cool cops. I've met,
There's a lot of good cops out there. Yeah,
yeah, and I don't. I'm not.
a lot of shitty ones too.
I try my hardest not to generalize
Yeah.
it. Unless we're talking about.
Something else.
I'm gonna-
I remember the live that you did where you were walking through the studio, and you showed your old amp that you've
yeah, I love
used
that amp.
for years, and I had one of the questions that I have that I ask other people is what's the one piece of gear that you can't live without and why? But would that be it? Would that be your answer?
Um, that I couldn't live without.
Yeah, I mean, could you live without that amp?
Yeah, I could live. I could live without anything, man, except for maybe food or water.
Yeah, that'd be tough.
Maybe the right kind of batteries. That'd be fucking great.
Make life a lot easier, at
But
least for now.
immediately, I knew you were going to ask me that, and immediately I thought my cat. Like, man, I would hate to live without my cat. Like, if
I
my
have a
cat,
cat too. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, if my cat goes, I want to go. I don't want to.
What's your cat's
I
name
don't
again?
want
I,
to.
I forgot.
Dennis.
So your name's Dennis, and the cat's name's also Dennis.
Yeah, and my father's name is Dennis as well.
It's a lot of Dennises in one household.
Never.
Well, I'm sure. Did your dad live with you,
No, no.
or do you live with your dad? I guess that would be a good question too.
My dad lives on a boat somewhere in Texas.
That's
But my
badass.
cat lives with me. And,
Yeah,
well, I should say I live with him. But
yeah, yeah. Cats are pretty much dominant.
I call him I call him Mr. Spaghetti. Unless he pisses me off, then it's Dennis.
Why is it Mr. Spaghetti? What's the
Because he's orange.
like Garfield? Yeah, well, Garfield likes lasagna though.
Yeah. Garfield is a
He's a
fucking
Garfield's a bitch.
Garfield's a bitch, a fucking fat rat.
He's a fat bitch.
Yeah.
Um.
I don't like fat.
Okay. Let's see. What's this is kind of a random question, but this is kind of good, and this could apply to anybody. What's the most surreal place you've ever woken up? Like unexpected place that like not and away from home and stuff. Like what's the most where you woke up and just been like, where am I? Or it might have happened at home. I don't know, but can you think of anywhere that might have happened if it's happened? Surreal or unexpected, I guess.
West Hollywood?
Just a random place
Yeah.
outside.
No, no, not outside. Well, I did wake up in Salt Lake City in the mountains once, and that was really cool. I woke up. I'm an early dude. I like to get up early, and I woke up before everybody, and I went outside, and it was fucking freezing, and it was cool. I took a little dip in the creek.
Did you when you first woke up? Was it kind of like, oh yeah, I am here, or were you confused as to how you made it to that point?
Oh man, it's strange. Um, it was pretty surreal. I knew why I was there because I put myself there and I did
Yeah,
did everything I could and stayed consistent in order to get myself in a situation to be there.
right.
But uh,
But it turned out to be a great experience, though.
Yeah, it was great. I
Yeah.
loved it.
I haven't been to Salt Lake City yet. I'd like to go out that way.
I don't think it was Salt Lake City, man. Where the fuck was it? I don't think it
Anywhere
was,
out west would be anywhere a little bit warmer than here would be terrific right now. You know?
where the fuck was that, man?
That's why it was surreal, because you still can't remember, right?
Maybe it was Salt Lake. I don't know if it was Salt Lake City. I don't know. It was very clean.
I've never been there, so I can't.
The air was beautiful. The fucking air was like really crisp and
Have you ever been out this way to the east?
probably.
To the best of your knowledge, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you should bring your music out to at least Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's not very far from me. It's about 2 hours north of me.
Yeah.
You
I would
guys
like to bring
do
my
some
music.
touring out there. Do you do a lot of touring with the band?
Not so much anymore. Not that I don't want to. It's just expensive, you know.
Do you DIY everything?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have the label helps out with some things, but like as far as paying for the music to be released and whatnot, but everything else I do everything myself. I have my wife. She's from Krasnodar. She's learning how to speak English. I'm actually teaching her to speak English as we speak.
Where's she from? Where did you say she's from?
Krasnodar, Russia.
Oh, cool. That's cool.
Yeah, so she helps me with certain things. When she can understand, I have to use a translator, which drives me fucking crazy.
Seriously? How did you meet then? If you was it just you saw each other and across the bar, and then yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, but I mean, last night she was helping me press T-shirts.
I've never done that yet.
The
I haven't
DIY
done that yet.
thing.
So you have things for purchase? I could get online and purchase from you?
Absolutely, man.
Do you have stickers? Because I got a wall of stickers of people that have been on the show that I'd love to.
Yeah, I usually send people a bundle of stickers when they purchase a T-shirt or whatever. Stickers are free.
Badass. I got some stuff I can send out to you also.
Cool.
Can we take a minute and listen to a little bit of one of your songs? I know we don't have a lot of time, probably not for both of them, but it's your choice.
Yeah, let's do it.
It's your choice which song you want to hear. It could be anything that you have. Doesn't have to be necessarily those two, but it's up to you.
I don't know. Whatever you want. I mean, meat themes. Nobody likes that one. Or there's like Demon 5. I did a record called Demon.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about that record and why everything's named Demon, if you don't mind.
It was just, I had released something maybe about 6 months prior to that was a little bit more friendly and a little bit more melodic. And I kind of wanted to put a curveball out there, you know, and so I did that with Demon, and it's another side of the sound.
Yeah.
So it's pretty abrasive. It's one of my favorite things I've ever done. I'd like to do it live in its entirety someday, but it's hard enough as it is to get my guys to one song, let alone a concept album.
It's tough to have a whole group of people to be on board with things.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
You know. Well, let's play a little bit of Demon 5 then. I got it pulled up right here.
It might be Demon 6.
Is it Demon 6? Okay.
But that will lead into.
Is that it there? Is that you on the cover?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This society don't accept. Society don't accept.
You kind of look like Matt Damon on the front, on the cover. A little Matt Damon-ish. Something like that.
This society don't accept. This society don't accept.
album I haven't delved into yet.
Yeah.
I like it though. It's very industrial-ish. I like that, man. I'm gonna have to get into this album. I wish we could listen to the entire song. It's 14 and a half minutes, that song. I'm gonna have to get into that for sure. So you just wanted to do something completely different than what you normally do for that album?
Yeah, most of that stuff was kind of on the cusp. Not, dare I say, improvised. But I wanted to do something really industrial and primitive sounding. It was also I'd be a fool to deny the fact that it wasn't inspired by early Swans.
Yeah.
You know, there's a little bit of Lou Diamond Phillips in there as well.
I'm gonna have to get into it. I'm gonna have to sit and listen for sure.
Fuck yeah.
I'm into that kind of stuff. Yeah, you got a little bit of a Matt Damon kind of look on there. I don't want to give him any credit because he sucks. You know,
Does he?
I don't know.
Yeah.
It just kind of reminds me when you first glance at it. Hey, it's Matt Damon, but it says Demon beside it, so you know.
Matt Damon.
Yeah, it's the French version of
Yeah.
Matt Damon. Matt Damon. I always think of the Team America movie. Did you see that movie with the puppets?
Oh no, I haven't seen that.
Oh, you got it. It's with marionettes and.
I don't like puppets, man.
Well,
I have a thing. I'm afraid of heights, puppets, and midgets. And there's other things.
In that order? Only in that order?
No particular order. But there's other things I don't want to say that I'm afraid of because I don't want to give them any more of a fucking voice.
That's true.
But,
yeah. You're not afraid of clowns and things like that, are you?
No, I think people that are afraid of clowns should be afraid of clowns. I adore clowns. I collect clowns. My apartment there's a lot of clowns in my apartment, me being the biggest.
I don't see how people can be afraid of clowns. They're happy all the time. Well, some of them. You know, they haven't lived. They need to live. So basically, you would never skydive, is what you're saying?
Oh fuck no.
I wouldn't either. I have a friend that lives out in Idaho, and he's an illusionist. He does magic and things like. He doesn't like me saying he does magic because he does illusions. You know, like sleight of hands. But he also jumps out of like freaking airplanes in wingsuits and hot air balloons and he keeps wanting me to come out there and jump, and we're not meant to jump out of airplanes or anything. We're not even meant to be in airplanes, but that part I can do. I can handle that, but I'm not jumping out of that thing, you know? No.
Yeah, I don't like water either. I don't like large bodies of water that I can't see to the bottom of. I have a hard time even looking at a screen with it.
Really?
Yeah, that's crazy because my dad's was a deep sea diver, and I grew up in the water. I grew up around water in Louisiana.
So pools are fun, and you can jump in a pool and be okay.
Yeah, as long as I can see the bottom of it, you know. But I would rather, I don't know. I'd rather.
So like lakes and oceans and things are off limits.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
What is it about is it just about the unknown of what's under there?
I've probably just seen way too many horror movies.
It could be, horror movies really aren't real. They say. I don't know. I have a friend that watches them religiously, and I just laugh if they're on because it's fake blood. It's terrifyingly funny.
You like them?
I don't mind. If that's all that's being watched, yes, I can tolerate it. But I just laugh, and I annoy people because I laugh throughout pretty much. But yeah, I don't watch much of anything other than. I'm online a lot.
Yeah, psychological horror is my favorite.
I like murder mysteries, things like that. I used to when I did watch TV. I don't watch TV much anymore, or actually at all. But I would watch a lot of the ID channel. and murder mysteries, and just that. Not because I'm plotting anything. Everybody be like, "You watch that stuff? I know you're plotting." I'm not. No, it's just interesting. It's interesting to. I don't know. They're not all the same. Some of them are kind of similar, but
See my name back there, man, on your wall. That's cool.
Yeah, yeah. There's a spirit in the room right now. It's right.
Hey, I get it.
You were the 325th guest on the show, man.
325th, 5. That's cool. I like odd numbers.
Yeah, and this summer will be 5 years of this show too, which is freaking crazy, man.
You know what I like about that?
I don't know.
Consistency.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been
consistency.
It's been fun, dude. It's been so much fun doing this and meeting people and spending a limited amount of time with them. But a lot of them I get to meet in person. I travel and yeah, you guys have to come out this way and play.
Yeah, man, I'd love to.
Come to Pittsburgh or even Cleveland. I can get to Cleveland pretty quickly.
Where are people there? Like, are they short? Are they tall?
We don't have a lot of midgets here. Since you're afraid of them, just kind of prepare you for that. No, we don't. I don't know. I guess average. I don't know. I'm 6'3", if that helps.
And you're from there? You're from West Virginia?
I'm from West Virginia. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
My bass player is from El Paso, but he's about 6 foot or something. He's a big dude.
How tall are you?
He's an excellent dude. I'm 6 foot.
Yeah.
I did,
You're
but
about
like I said earlier, when I hit a massive growth spurt when I was 4 years old, and
did it scare you?
It did scare me. It scared people around me. The lisp was hard to deal with, but I got hit in the head with a yabby trap and fucking cured it.
With a what?
Yabby trap.
What's that?
Crawfish trap.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah. Well, it helped.
Is that why you left Louisiana? Is that why you left Louisiana? Because of that?
No. I like Louisiana because of the nature aspect of it. And
did you have a Southern accent? Because I know a lot of folks down in that belt have a.
No, I grew up. I moved to Louisiana when I was about 8 years old. But my dad is Midwestern from Chicago, and I grew up with him. He raised me, and a very Midwestern mindset in our house. And yeah, you can't tell by the way I talk that I was raised.
Yeah, you didn't pick it up from those.
I mean, I can talk like an idiot.
I can talk like this, like the people in the southern part of West Virginia, like this. I can definitely talk like this if you want, the whole time. Yeah, I'm not very good at it. Yeah, not as good as some friends around me, which I don't understand how they have it and nobody else does.
Yeah.
Actors.
Yeah, I guess it's what you're surrounded by, I suppose. My dad hated being in Louisiana, and he hated everything that I was doing, unless I was doing exactly what he wanted me to.
So you're holding the rifle and sleeping with it, right?
But my point in saying I'm not. My dad's awesome. I love my dad. He's my best. But still, like he was very intense on educating me to not be like the people around me.
He wanted you to have a good upbringing. He wanted you to be
yeah. It was strange, very strange, but my dad taught me how to hunt. He taught me how to shoot. He taught me, there was a set of values that, set of standards that I grew up with, and I'm grateful.
If you're, this is another question from the last band. So like, everybody takes their phone everywhere they go nowadays, right?
Yeah, I hate it.
So they say, aside from your phone, if you ever go to travel somewhere, what's something you must have with you, on the daily? Like if you didn't have your phone, what would be the one thing that you would definitely have to have? And it could be anything. It could be like deodorant if you want,
my wallet and a pocket knife, my EDC, my everyday.
Yeah, I think pocket knife that's important. My dad went to Europe. I think it was last year, and got me a real Swiss Army knife, a real one, from Switzerland.
Yeah.
So I think that's important. I don't take it everywhere I go, but that's not a bad idea with the wallet.
I always have a handkerchief and a pocket knife.
Is that in case you have to sneeze or just for other reasons?
Yeah, sneezing, wiping my hands. We touch a lot of doorknobs. You know what's amazing is how many people turn into little bitches about
That's true.
certain things, but they don't think and take into account how many doorknobs they touch in a day.
And then they wipe their face with the same hand that they just did that with.
Yeah, I collect handkerchiefs as well.
Yeah.
Got a storage full.
Is there a spirit in the room handkerchief that
There will be, actually.
That's a good merch idea.
I have to get on my wife about that.
Yeah, you should do that. I will get one. I don't carry a handkerchief, but maybe I will because of that.
Yeah.
What types of things can I purchase at your merch thing?
Well, you can purchase T-shirts, vinyl, pins.
Like writing pens or like pins for your
Like enamel pins.
I got you. Yeah.
Yeah, the patches and the enamel pins, and some of the shirts come from the Housecore label. But I have my own that I sell on the.
Can you sign something can you sign like a shirt or something that I purchase?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. I'll get on there after we're done and grab something from you. I got some things I'd like to send out to you if that's cool.
Yeah. Baddies.
Everybody has keys, but I got little keychains here with my label.
That's cool.
And if people that don't have keys, it's a good earring if you want.
What do you mean? I don't get it.
I assume you have tattoos.
Oh,
I have many as well, but I have temporary versions that I could send you.
Temporary tattoos.
I got temporary tattoos, and I got some stickers I can send out to you also. These things here, and I don't sell any of this stuff. But I don't know if people want to purchase this stuff. I don't know why they would because it's promotional. But I do have shirts, but that I don't give to everybody. But you know how it goes. You have to. But I always tell people when you go to a show, any show, even if it's just a small local show, even if it's a big show, buy something from the merch table. Buy a keychain if it's 50 cents. Because every little bit helps the band get to the next thing.
Yeah, I appreciate it. There's a lot of money that goes into making that stuff.
It's true. That's true.
I'm starting to make my own. As I was saying earlier, my wife was helping me. It's kind of hard with her though, the language barrier and whatnot. But damn, she's something to look at though. I'll tell you what.
You got a picture of her? Bring her into the room.
Yeah, she's out. She's doing lawn yard work right now.
You put her to work.
I just started making shirts that I'm making just especially for this show on March 6th.
Badass.
March 6th at the Monty Bar with Gateway Drugs and Ugly. But
have you played with them? Have you played with any of those people before?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I like them a lot. That's why I picked those bands to play with us because they're fucking excellent. Great song.
You think they would do this weird show?
Oh yeah, they would love it. They would love it.
Ask them if they'll do it. That'd be awesome. You could co-host with me.
Yeah, they would definitely love it.
That'd be fun. Are they from around there? Also,
I just got a text saying that I don't have to be at the studio until 6:30.
Hell yeah! So we got another 2 hours?
We could just take our time here.
Sweet. Yeah. We don't have to hurry. Calm down. Yeah.
Yeah, we made these really cool ass shirts last night. I guess I'll show you one. Well, I don't want to show you. I don't want to show them yet.
Yeah. That's their surprise for the show, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and they're still drying, man. Like this DIY shit's fucking painful. It is.
My buddy from
He's all the way.
My buddy Josh is in the chat, and he gives the horns in the fire, and he's the owner of Metal Incorporated Records, which is also affiliated with Soda Records. I don't know if you heard of them.
Is his name Josh?
Joshua Jones, yes.
Joshua Jones. Man.
Do you know him?
What's that?
Do you know him?
No.
He's a cool guy. He's a cool guy.
Okay.
Yeah, he's He has a band called the Obsidian Resurrection.
That's cool. I like that. The Obsidian Resurrection.
Yes, yes. They used to be called the Obsidian, but then they went on hiatus for a while, but now they're back. It's the Resurrection. See what I'm saying?
Have you heard the name Willow Smith?
No. Should I?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, are you into techno music at all?
Techno?
Damn. All right.
Techno?
I was gonna offer you something, but
Did you say
not in.
techno?
Techno, like EDM.
No.
No. Okay. All right. It's all right.
No. Like,
Well, okay. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and say it anyway because it's my show because I'm allowed. You know what I mean? Josh
yeah.
says, just showing support for my dude, Acute Media Live. Oh, well, you gotta show some support for Spirit in the Room also because he's a guest on the show. I put out a EDM style EP a couple months ago, and
Oh, really?
it's because Acute Mania Live, I had a solo project called Acute Mania. That was just electronic crap that I put out on SoundCloud. You know, SoundCloud. You know,
Yeah.
and I decided to get back to it, and I did that. And it's got some Alan Watts. I don't know if Alan Watts, the philosopher. It's got a lot of that in it for that EP. But I'm working on an LP now that's going to feature different vocalists that I've met throughout doing Acute Media Live. But the shtick is it's got to be techno.
Okay.
So and I make the beat. I make the instrumental parts of it, and then I send it off. And there's 4 of them in the works right now, and one will be released pretty soon.
Play it. Let's hear it.
Well, I don't have it. It's the mixer guy's house.
Oh, what do you got?
Well, I did release one. I can play. I'll play a little bit of the. I did release one that'll be the first off of for the new thing. When it came out, I don't know, the other day. I don't keep track of this shit. But it's all right. Here's a little. This one's called "Wake Up." Wake up.
Some of your BPMs.
Okay, here's a little bit of that. That just came out.
That kind of music is it makes me. I have to be careful with that kind of music because it puts me in such a trance that I might end up pissing myself. It kind of makes the body makes you. You know, for me,
Yeah, you gotta watch that. Yeah, that's not the intention.
no, it's good. You know, no reaction is bad. So
What
if
is
you
it?
got make
Yeah,
a
it's
music
true.
that makes people piss themselves, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, at least it's got somebody reacting somehow, right?
Yeah, fuck yeah, man. I think it's cool that you're back to doing it and you're working on an LP. You should always do it. It's
Yeah, I enjoy music. You know, music's. I mean, it's therapy for
you
one
gotta
thing.
play, man. You gotta play. That's all there is.
Do you play any other instruments other than the ones that, like, other than vocals, other than guitar? I know you had a nice keyboard that you showed on the live stream.
Yeah, I
You
play the basic, the simple ones. You know, the caveman ones.
like what?
Synthesizer, easy to nothing really that interesting though, man. Bass, guitar, some drums here and there.
Like ukulele or harmonica?
No, I actually I had a harmonica when I was a kid, but a friend of mine, I remember a friend of mine came to my house, and I grew up in a pretty one of the places I lived in was pretty shitty. And my friend came over to my house and he put his mouth on the harmonica and fucking sucked it, and cockroaches.
Oh no, that's very unexpected.
It was the 90s,
Why
man.
would you suck in though? Well, I guess there is that, but man,
I don't know.
what was the dude's name? You want to shout him out?
Yeah, I'm not opposed to any type of instruments, though. I think it's cool as fuck.
So you basically you're like me. You would pick up anything and just noodle at it for a minute.
Have fun. Yeah, I
Yeah,
love it.
see what it's about.
Yeah, I
I,
mean, I'm not opposed to techno either, man. I just haven't really. I
check
don't
out the
know.
EP. I think you'll like it. It's got with the Alan Watts stuff in there. I think
Yeah, I'm my interest with that.
yeah. It's I ended up buying just recently on Amazon. I'm a big Amazon idiot. You know, I shop on there. You know, I don't like
Yeah,
to go places to shop. I shop online. You know, I
yeah.
don't want to deal with people. But I purchased this book about cosmic consciousness. It's very interesting to me. It's very you know, like one of the examples is Jesus, you know, and you know, I grew up in church, you know, so I haven't read that part yet, but
Grew up
it's
in church, you said?
yeah, I grew up in church in a Methodist church, and you know, grew up you know in church, and you know, I'm not away from it, I'm not in it either, but you know, I haven't really like looked into anything else, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
I never really looked at anything else, and discovering Alan Watts and things that kind of put things into perspective. I'm like, okay, what do other people think about things? You know.
yeah.
So, do you read a lot? Do you read a lot of books?
I used to. I used
Yeah.
to read a lot more before the pandemic. I dabble here and there.
Yeah.
I like. I think it's important to read, obviously, for blood pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
To keep yourself sane too. You know. I
yeah,
think. Well, that's what music does for me. You know, and
yeah.
probably a lot of people.
Yeah, that's,
Was music ever a big therapy thing in your life? Was
still
there
is,
ever,
man. Still is.
yeah,
Very much so.
keeps you centered, right?
Yeah.
Is it playing or listening also?
Both.
Yeah,
Yeah. I think music is magic. That's
yeah,
about the only magic I believe in.
and it's universal too. I mean, I think regardless if anybody plays any instruments, you know, it's, there's music in it, like pretty much in everyday life. You know, whether
Yeah.
it's a commercial on TV or something. You know, there's some kind of jingle happening somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's cool. There's a person in the chat. Fins up 999 just says the future is immediate and has a bunch of fire. Fire. The future is immediate. I think.
It is
You think?
every day.
You just put out a new. Well, I don't know if you just put it out. I didn't look at the date on it, but there's a newer album EP that you just released.
Yeah. Passengers.
You want to talk a little bit about that?
No.
Okay, I was just asking.
No.
I haven't
Passengers.
really.
It's kind of a compilation of older songs and some uh, previously unreleased songs that we wanted to put out with the label. It's been about 2 years since our last EP came out. And before I got signed, I used to release music regularly. I write it regularly, but it used to come out a lot more often. Now it's a bit. Now it has to go through a couple more walls, to see the light of day. But that came out, and those are songs that I really love, and I kind of wanted them to be on the streaming services. A lot of them weren't on the streaming services.
Yeah,
Uh,
I just kind of just started to dive into that EP, and I what's is there anything new coming out? Like do I need to get started on this stuff now so I can be prepared for what's next? You know, do
yeah,
I need to do it quickly?
yeah. I'm working on a new record right now as we speak. As soon as we get done, I'm going to. A
Or
wasp.
hearing voices?
Sounds like a wasp. There's a wasp. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to the studio right after this interview to get back to work on the next album, and it's different. It's different from the other ones. It's a little bit more.
From all of them?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Um, okay, here's I don't know how I'm going to ask this, but why is there so much change in your music? You know, like it's not that it hops genres. You know, I mean, you're not going to hip hop, and then you're going to techno, and then you're going. It's not like that. But like, why is that? Why do you like to go make things different like that? You know, like why do you like to change up your sound? I think it's cool for one thing, but you know, Passengers has a little bit different vibe than Demon. Demon has a very different vibe from a lot of the music. But
Yeah,
why do you like to do that? Basically,
a lot of different styles of music. I like a lot of bands. I'm a fanatic. Uh, I'll be, if I make it to 80, I'll be an 80-year-old in a Moby t-shirt or whatever. I don't know. I'm just a music fanatic, and I like so many different styles of music. And I never really wanted to be that kind of guy that had like 4 or 5 different side projects. So I figured I'd just kind of funnel it all into one project, which is probably what it probably hurt. It might hurt me a little bit to do that.
I don't think so. I think it would gain, if anything. You know, it would.
Yeah, you hope so. At least I would, at least. But I also like. I was a big fan of Sabbath is everything, and if you listen to old Sabbath record, there's a lot of interludes and intros that are just acoustic based. But I also grew up listening to Faith No More, and they were a huge influence on everything. And Faith No More is one of those bands that kind of get hard to categorize, which is strange because like a lot of band, like myself, my band, a lot of the bands that are hard to categorize end up getting lumped into the metal world for some reason, which is weird. But I don't mind it. I think heavy metal is probably my heavy metal and classic rock and film scores are the three for me. And when I say heavy metal, I'm the umbrella term for all of the types of metal, from death to black to experimental, thrash, all that stuff. But yeah, I just love so many different bands and styles of music.
Lefty Rob. It says Lefty Rob here.
What up, G?
Excited to hear new music from Spirit. Fun interview. Thanks for the compliment on the interview. Yeah, so there is new music coming. Basically, that's what we were just kind of talking about, exploring that.
I don't know when. It's been a really long and tedious process getting these songs.
Is it always like that? You think?
No. I work with other people.
Yeah. Isn't it better though the longer it takes, because you want it to be almost perfect. Nothing's ever perfect, but you want it to be as best as it can be.
Yeah, perfection is in the eye of the beholder.
True.
What I think is perfect might be shit to somebody else, but that's why I'm doing all this. I'm not doing it for anybody else. I write my records and I make them for me. And the bonus is that other people like it. But as long as I like it and I think it's going great and it's sounding great and it's mounting up to the demos, because I work really hard on the demos and everything, and once it gets to that point, as long as I'm happy with it, that's really all that matters.
Has it ever gotten to a point to where like you release something, it's good at that point, and then it releases, and then you're like, shit, that part, or something happens to where you're like, but you have to let it go, I guess, because it's out. But
sometimes I don't. For the most part, I don't really listen to things that I've put out already for that reason.
Yeah, because there's always something to change, I guess, right?
Yeah, and sometimes, yeah, it's best to. Sometimes it's best to just let it be. Once you put it out, it's kind of no longer yours. Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. You have to be your own critic, and sometimes that sucks ass.
I'm the harshest critic for myself, and everybody's a fucking critic. So
yeah, like Sorrow's in the chat, and they say, "What's up, y'all?"
What up?
What up, y'all? See that's a West Virginia term, y'all.
Dude,
What up, y'all? Well, we're just sitting here just shooting the shit about music is about it. Can you talk a little bit like that? Are you able to do that?
Me?
Like Southern?
Who that? Yeah, folks, you won't be there. I want to give me a big old bag of pistachios. You know what I'm saying?
That's very Louisiana for you. Yes, I'll make a clip of that and put it up on Instagram later.
I grew up with black people.
Yeah, that was very very good. I think the folks, the live audience here.
Hey.
Where the hell's that button? There it is. You're welcome.
Do these interviews stay on your channel, or is this just like a one live?
Say what? Say again.
Do these interviews, do they stay on your channel?
Oh yeah, this might be the featured one about tonight. Mm-hmm. Do you not want it to be that way?
No, I would hope so, because
I was gonna say too bad because it's gonna happen anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is a great interview. I think we're doing fine. We got people talking about us already in the chat, and there's already a spirit in the room that you keep reacting to. So
you don't hear that?
I don't hear anything.
I
mean, I hear you talking. Is about it.
I think there's a wasp in here.
Then I have a friend in the other room on the phone, but I mean, I don't hear anything waspy.
Good.
What's it? Can you do like an impression of the sound, maybe? And I'll listen for it. Okay. All right. I'll listen for that then. Since we have some time, we can listen to a little bit of "I Used to Be a Machine," which I really want to listen to because it's a very good song.
That's one of my favorite songs of mine.
It's not my favorite, but it's
I love
my body's my favorite, but this might be my second favorite. I think
they're all my favorite. They're my kids.
What is this? Can you tell me what this song's about and why it's called that?
Remember, I was telling you about the yabby trap and the lisp.
Mm-hmm.
Use your imagination.
Okay. All right. And if you all missed that part of the interview, rewind it, and then catch up with us. All right. Let's listen to a little bit of this. "I Used to Be a Machine" by Spirit in the Room.
That's not the way. That's not the way I taught you. That's not the way. I told you I'm nervous, not playing. I repeat the words I'm saying.
passion in that is just terrific.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Terrific stuff. Hello, Dennis, or what's the other names? Orange?
Spaghetti.
Spaghetti, yeah, spaghetti. And yeah, that's I don't find it odd at all that your cat has the same name as you. You know.
Yeah,
Look at him. Hello, kitty.
he's the best boy right here.
Hello. My cat's name's Murphy.
That's a great name for a cat. I like
It's
that.
my second cat.
I want to get a black cat and name him Jamal.
Well, I mean that should be a given, right? I asked the chat while we were listening to that. I asked the chat if they had any questions for you, because it's important that they might have something that I don't have to ask. And let's see, Chom Bombo, I guess is the name. What's your recommendations for a horror movie? They want to know.
Baba Yaga was a great one. 73. I like the older ones. I like Baba Yaga a lot. I watched that a couple times. I watched it last night and I saw it.
Are you into like the Rob Zombie ones?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Why? Is there a difference between? I don't know anything about it. I'm just asking.
Originality and vibe and stuff like that is a big difference to me. But I really like I said earlier, I really like psychological horror films. The Coffee Table, that's a great one.
It's a very subtle name too.
Yeah, I would check out The Coffee Table.
I might do that
immediately.
Okay. Well, I'll see you later.
The Coffee Table's good. The Vortilac I just watched recently. I binge this shit. My TV is 24/7 horror unless I'm watching like The President or some people talking about something, which I try not to do because
it's lame for one thing.
But I like to I binge watch music horror movies all day.
Have you ever used like any horror movie stuff in music videos that you've made?
Oh yeah. There's all the older music videos that I made back in the daisy. I've been doing Spirit in the Room for a long enough time now where I can say back in the day when
you're qualified for that now, that category.
Yeah, a lot of those earlier videos that I made were all clips from old horror movies and whatnot.
Yeah.
But anything by Fulci is a great start. I love the giallo genre of films. Argento is kind of like the main guy that everybody likes to name drop and to go to. He did like Suspiria, Profondo Rosso, Deep Red, stuff like that. That's Tenebrae, stuff like that. That's him. But Fulci is pretty great. Bava, great. The older stuff is more. There's a vibe, People looked different then, People looked better then. They spoke better, Not everybody had fucking quote unquote ADHD.
Would you be able? I guess is it on your bucket list to ever produce a horror movie since you're so into it?
No.
Is there any aspirations for that kind of stuff?
Not really. I love to just be in the bleachers for I love to.
How about like a soundtrack for one?
Yeah, that would be kind of what Demon was. Demon was kind of like a soundtrack to a movie in my head, but the music part for sure, I would love to do that. But as far as like directing, I've directed like some of the videos and stuff, but I don't really want to make a horror movie. I just want to enjoy them. I don't know how to enjoy it as much if I was responsible for it.
There's a question I always ask to everybody, and I think it's really good, and a lot of people have the same answers, but I like to get everybody's take. Would you rather lose all your memories now or never be able to create new ones?
No, I think memory is everything almost. Memory is everything. No, I don't. I would hate to lose it. and I would hate to not be able to create new ones. Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah.
It is. Yeah, it's kind of a tough question.
No to both. I mean, no to one, yes to the other. I would love to be able to create new ones, and I don't want to lose my older memories. Right?
But if you had to choose,
Oh, if I had to choose one or the other, I
yeah,
would definitely
keep the ones you have and not be able to make new ones. Yeah, I know it sucks, man. It's a sucky question too, because it's like, how would you ever choose that?
I would keep them, man, because I'm 40. I'm 40 years old, and I remember a time before now, and I
I
remember.
get. I think we were talking about, on one of the last shows. It would be up to your history, and what memories you've made already, and if those are important to you, that would be the best option, I think.
Anything before now, I want to hold on to.
Yeah, I think that's makes sense. Makes sense. You have any questions for me, Dennis?
Yeah, where do you get your ideas from?
AI. No, I'm kidding. Just experience of doing this, talking to different people.
Yeah.
I had no experience doing this whatsoever, and the pandemic was boring as hell because nothing was open. I couldn't go to any shows. I couldn't play open mics. We couldn't go anywhere. And I have a journalism background. I went to school for journalism, but I didn't graduate. I discovered DJing, and I ran with that for way too long, and quit school and did that for forever. But I've always wanted to interview bands, and it just kind of I learn as I go.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things. But I also play music too, and I try to put one over the other, and that just never works because this is my baby. At the end of the day, this is my thing.
Are you into politics?
Not that much anymore. I used to be, but not. It does. I don't think it matters much. I don't think we have control over much. As we should.
I find it funny when people like to talk shit. This is something that happened the other night. But somebody around me had mentioned how TMZ, they couldn't believe how people followed TMZ, and they such a joke. And my response was, yo, well, what do you think NBC is and CSNBC and Fox and all that? It's the same. So,
yeah, because they only follow one thing. They won't follow all of them.
Yeah, I prefer to get both sides, and I consider myself pretty open-minded.
Yeah, I think we have to be as Americans. As Americans,
people that I don't know.
Yeah, I've always my dad. He'll watch the show sometimes, and he'll be like, you ought to start another show and take calls from people and just talk about different things. Like talk about politics. But that's tough. That's a really tough thing to get. It's like discussing religion, or because you're gonna I would have to show my opinion constantly, and if I don't, then I'm going to have to stay on the fence of both sides every time, and it would just be too difficult. I don't like getting into arguments for no reason. Just because somebody doesn't believe in something I believe shouldn't start a war, but that's what wars are started on. But I'm not. This is fun for me because I get to talk about anything and music. But the majority of it music, but I get to talk about anything. I mean, we talked about Cheez-Its, damn it, for 15 minutes. I love that. That's even if I hated Cheez-Its, I'd still be like, what? I feel you, or Goldfish. There's no reason I would go buy Goldfish right now. But if you had a bag in front of me, I would partake with you,
I think the moment you get emotional, you lose. And
yeah.
Fortunately, there's too many people getting emotional. I think they actually have.
There's a lot of crybabies out there.
Yeah.
Soft is what I call them. But
I'm not one of those, and I don't hate on people for disagreeing with them. I live in a state where if you disagree, they shut you out, shut you down, and they get emotional, and ultimately they lose. But
yeah. We were talking a little bit before we went live about the wildfires because that was the last biggest thing, really, for California.
That was different. That was kind of. It was hard not to get emotional during all of that.
Did you fare pretty well through that?
What's that?
Did you fare pretty well personally through that?
In comparison, absolutely. I did have to leave. It was hard to see everything. When you stepped out of my apartment, everything was sepia and orange, and couldn't breathe, and there were embers and ash everywhere. And I mean, that was absolutely horrible. But if you saw what was going on in the Palisades and whatnot, like it was very traumatic experience. And I have friends in Louisiana and uh, in Michigan and Chicago and stuff that just couldn't really fathom, hey, you okay? I get texts, hey, you okay out there? It's like, no, no, nobody's
No,
okay right now.
no.
It was really, really devastating. And like I said, I didn't have it as bad as some. When someone asks how I'm doing, I always like to say better than some, worse than others, I suppose. But it was, I've been through a lot of hurricanes, devastating hurricanes. I've been through earthquakes, wildfires, and
Tornadoes also.
I don't think I've ever experienced a tornado. But there's nothing to me worse than everything being on fire around you and you can't breathe. And yeah, that's a whole nother ball game that
Yeah,
I think a lot of people can fathom. But
I can't imagine it. I can't fathom it either. It's it's what we see on TV, and which doesn't do it justice either. You know,
the worst
but
part is how underprepared. We just had some flooding going on about a week ago.
yeah, all that rain. Yeah,
Yeah, we had all that rain, dude, and a lot of the streets were flooded, and
we
people.
got that shit too. A couple
Yeah,
days later.
and that was a few weeks after wildfires, and so like I've been in LA for 12, almost 13 years now, and this is the most unprepared, uh, mentally unstable place I've ever lived.
Yeah. Well, but you're still there, right? And you're gonna stick around there for a while.
Not if I can't. I mean, maybe not. I don't know. I don't want to.
We'll do some touring, maybe. Do some touring with the band. Come to the East. We'd love to have you here.
Yeah, I would love
There's
to go
so
there.
many good venues over here to play.
Yeah, yeah, I would love to go there. It's just a bit.
It's challenging.
Yeah, money. Money's kind of everything.
It is. Yeah, you gotta get here for one thing.
Trust fund kid, and I'm not a Nepo baby. Um, I'm not a personality. I don't really consider myself a personality, and so and that's the most. That's what gets the most attention these days, and ends up taking first place.
Well, the music is the shit. You know, from 2022. I as soon as I looked it up again, I was like, that's right, I forgot about that. And then all the stuff that's come out since then. That's my own fault for not keeping up. But it's just everything's great, man. It's the shit. I have nothing, no critique about it. Yes, it's a little bit different in spots, but it's spirit in the room.
That's
That's
the
what it's supposed
point.
to sound like. That's what it's supposed to sound like.
Yeah, yeah.
It's the shit
I'm glad that you listened and you take the time to
for
check
sure.
it
I'm
out.
glad you came on.
Yeah,
Who cares if it took that long?
yeah, yeah.
Life happens. Life happens.
Life
But
does happen. I'm sorry for.
you don't have to apologize. There's no apologies. No, that doesn't need to happen. No, you're good. You're good, man. I look forward to what you do have coming out, and hopefully you can get over at least to the Midwest. I can make it to the Midwest. I can make it to California. I can.
I'd love to come to Midwest, dude. I love it there. I love the people, the work ethic.
I haven't been to Chicago yet, so maybe we can meet up in Chicago.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
I got some friends over there, so we'll see. Some friends from the show that I haven't met in person yet either. So, but there is a band from San Diego, The Undertaking, that I've met twice over here on the East Coast. So it's possible you can get here. You can get here. I have a show coming up on Sunday with a band. I did this. I kind of joined this band called Rain of Z. They're from Pittsburgh. I joined them on the last leg of this tour that they did in October. I met up with them in Charlotte, North Carolina, and we went up up the East Coast and did 4 dates with them, and I did some filming behind the scenes for upcoming documentary about because they tour a lot. They're on the road all the time. So that'll be coming out later in the year. But this band I'm having on Sunday, I met them in Harrisburg. It was the last night of the tour, and they're called Jordan Sarter and they're Possessed, and they will be on Sunday at 3 p.m. That's the next time I'll be on. I always change this thing at the end of every show, but I didn't get. It's going to take me a while to pick out all those letters. Jordan Sarter and the Possessed. So I didn't do that tonight, but it'll be up there for the next show.
Forgive you. I'm sure they'll forgive you as well.
I think I might. I mean, their Instagram thing is just the letters, so I might just put those up there. But that would be me being lazy, and I've had longer names up there, just like on the edge of the freaking borders of that thing, So, but come back on the show, man. Let's do this again sometime.
Yeah, I'll pass along this information to the other bands that we're playing with on March 6th at the Monty and down in LA. Yeah, they'd be great. They're really interesting folks. I also recommend talking to my bass player, Chooch. He's one of the more interesting people that I know. He's got a great.
Link us up. I would love to talk to him. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll send you Chooch's info and Ugly and Gateway Drugs. And
nice. I'm excited. Yeah, send me your snail mail and I'll get on your. You want me to get on your merch page, or want me to just go through you? I don't know how you'd like to do that, but I want to get something signed from you.
Yeah, I run the merch page.
Okay.
For the most part.
You'll know it's me.
Yeah, hit me up, man.
I'll send you out some of these earrings that I got. These really nice 90s earrings.
Cool, man.
Yeah, you're really good on your ears. Yeah, Dennis, thanks so much for being on. It's been a pleasure talking to you. Definitely come back and we'll do this again, or jump on one with the guys that you send me and surprise them. We want to tell them you're coming on.
Sure, definitely.
And thank you all for chatting. Thank you all for being in the chat. Josh was on. Let's see, Fins Up, Like Sorrow, and Chombombo.
Check out Rowdy _DFA_82A. That's Jesus. That's my bass player.
You might have to send it. Can you just share it with me on Instagram?
Yeah. But if anybody's listening.
Yeah.
Check his stuff out, man. He's a really interesting fella.
For sure. Hopefully we can get him on. That'd be awesome. I'd love to talk to him.
Cool, man.
Shoot the shit. Playing us out of the show is a band that I just saw a couple weekends ago up in Pittsburgh called Weed Demon. I believe they're from Louisville, Kentucky. Pretty sure that's where they're from. They were on tour, and they were really good. It was really good stuff. The song's called Willie the Pimp. And I will be back on Sunday with Jordan Sarter and the Possessed from Harrisburg, PA. Dennis, thanks again, man. It's been a pleasure.
Appreciate you, dude. Thank you.
And I will see everybody else on Sunday. Here is Weed Demon with Willie the Pimp. Have a good one.